Hello, everybody. How you doing? And welcome to Lords of Gaming. As you see here, it is myself, Lord PDTV, and our amazing Lord Chris, who is here to end up kind of talking about this new game that we were able to get some early access to, which is Frosthaven. Now, some people know this game, some people do not. Just as a general information about the game itself, it is a turn-based tactical game that is the sequel to the first game, Gloomhaven. Now we've had the ability to kind of get some early access and play it, and we are here to talk about it. I was lucky enough to speak to Julian Julian Gallup and his other producer of the game, game director I should say, of the game. So we have a little bit more information for you guys there. So first, I want to bring in Chris. Please tell us what your thoughts about the game itself is, how you felt playing it, what was your overall thoughts about it, and then we're going to get into deep dive into some very intricate questions about the game itself. So go ahead, you first.
My experience with the game is a little bit different than yours. I know we talked about some difficulty levels and certain things, but I think once you kind of find your niche and which character kind of fits the play style, currently at this moment, we have access to 7. I think when it comes out, it'll be 6 is what the information says, but there's 7 right now currently. I think once somebody finds their niche for the characters, as I did with 2 specific ones we'll talk about in a minute, it makes it a little bit easier, but there is a difficulty curve, and that might be a deterrent for some when it comes to this game. Turn-based strategy games or turn-based JRPGs, games like those are kind of a niche community. So having a very good in-depth tutorial, or maybe tutorials for the individual characters, I think would provide a good avenue for new people to be able to get to this game. But I've enjoyed my time completely, encountered a few bugs, but we do want to say this is an early access version. It's not the final version that will come out to everybody. But overall, definitely enjoyed my time.
Great. Well, I'm happy that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it also to an extent. It is very. I was playing it on the normal level, and it did at some point get a little frustrating to me because of just the plain difficulty of how it felt. I didn't realize that you can change it on the fly, but I felt overall the game felt very, very good. I felt it was, it had a lot of amazing abilities and a lot of things, that you could play and you could talk, and we're going to talk about those things. So it's kind of hard for me to not start going into that information now. I will say that from the discussion that we had with the guys, they stated, and this is okay for us to say because we're allowed to talk about it now. The early access has approximately 37 missions, and it is about 40 hours worth of game time. I think it would definitely probably be a little more if you are playing it a little bit better. They are very strong in community, talking to the community itself, like you were saying. So you'll see lots of changes and things like that. So we have more information, but I want to kind of just take a step back and talk about the missions. How many missions did you approximately how many missions did you get through, and how did you feel going through those missions?
I think, and this is just an estimate, I'm for sure between 10 to 15. The very first mission, I think, was a hump for anybody that got access to the early access to get over that mission, but I think they got easier as time went on. There's a couple missions that caught me off guard, and briefly, one in particular that was difficult to me is there's a mission, and what you have to do is there's multiple abnormalities on the map, like these piles of rubble. and the goal of this mission is to destroy these piles of rubble. And you have, I think, the story, because in between each mission you get like a brief overview, a story of why you're going to do this adventure, what's supposed to happen, and then afterwards you get the outcome of the mission and whatever. Sometimes you get campaign events in between that can affect you for the battle or give you rewards afterwards. But this mission in particular, we are making a new route through these mountains or something, and they have you have access to TNT. You can forego either one of the bottom options for your characters, which we'll talk about what that means in a second, which is your movement or other actions, or you can forego a top action to pick up TNT, and then you can also place them. But it's really easy to place TNT, attack it, blow up the rubble. However, if you're within the hex range
it'll
of this
hurt you.
TNT, you also get damaged.
Oh, whoa.
And the whole time there's so you start in this one area, and there's these, I call them spawning pools. There's these spawning points that are spawning wolves or whatever the other enemies are, and they attack you the whole time. You have to do this while being attacked, and if you have TNT and they attack you, you take the damage from the enemy, and then the TNT blows up to take the damage. So you're taking 1 to 3 damage for whatever enemy is attacking you, plus you're taking 6 damage when the TNT blows up every time.
Yeah.
So the first area I managed to blow up, I think it was like 4 pieces of rubble before I got access to the next area. Then the first 2 spawning pools disappeared, but 2 more appeared behind that to other rubble. And then ultimately I'm like, well, after taking 24 or so more damage from this TNT, I'm like, this just ain't working for me.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can actually attack. And come to find out you could actually attack the rubble with certain abilities and stuff like that. But 10 to 15 missions. One thing that caught me off guard, I didn't realize it until I was 10 missions in or so. I never really paid attention, but I used one of my characters. I primarily used the Banner Spear and the Drifter just because they seemed like the easiest characters.
Yeah.
And the Drifter is by far my favorite. Tank, can deal high points of damage. But I was having the Banner Spear go around and collect all of the loot, the bags, the treasure chests, stuff like that. And then I found out that you can't trade between the characters at all.
Oh.
So the Banner Spear ended up with a whole bunch of potions, a couple pieces of gear, and I couldn't trade anything in between. And I didn't realize that until I was you have access to town, Frosthaven, obviously.
Yeah.
You have access to the town. You can go to the merchant and buy stuff. I was getting ready to buy stuff that I was hoping to transfer between the character. And then I was trying to transfer a potion. I'm like, how do I do this? And I looked it up. It's like, you can't transfer stuff at all.
Yeah.
So that provides another level of difficulty that some people might not even know about.
Interesting. So for me, I continuously, I'm fully going to disclose that I probably have about 7 to 10 hours in the game, and I slammed my head into the first mission repeatedly over and over and over and over again. And every single time that I was playing it, I felt that I was always running out of cards. And I always was trying to replenish my cards, and I was having lots and lots of issues with those cards themselves. And I was like, all right, well, I tried it with 4 characters. And I was like, all right, well, this is crazy. This is taking me forever. I'm running out of cards. And I tried multiple different characters, and I loved how each character felt very, very unique. I thought that was a really, really cool caveat to it. But I ended up trying it, like, from what you were saying, and Lord Cognito and Addict were like, try 2 people and see how it goes. So I tried it with 2 people, and I got vastly farther. At the end, I only had 2 guys left to kill, and I ended up becoming exhausted, essentially, because of loss of cards. Every time I hate to use, this is going to sound weird, but every time I died or I became exhausted, it wasn't because I ran out of HP. It's because I ran out of cards. And that was that kind of what drove me a little crazy. So that's one thing. The other thing is that each character, and this is information that we learned, each character throughout the whole entire time of the game, when it's fully launched out, will have approximately 30-ish cards to pick from. I don't know if those are how those are accumulated, if it's over time because of growth, if you get them through town. I'm unsure. Do you know how that is or no?
From my experience, as you level up, it will you go into after the mission's over, you go
Go
back
to
to town, you edit your party, and there's a level. As of right now, unless it changes, there's you level up, and then it gives you when you go to the character, you have access to 2 cards. So like this card will do this,
Oh, okay.
this card will do that, and you pick one, and you lose access to the other one forever. You can't
Yeah.
ever use the other one, and then you manage which cards each character's use. The amount of cards that they have is different.
Yeah.
I think the Drifter has by far has the most out of the characters that I've tried, and as you level up, the cards just get way better and make things
Yeah.
easier. I think I've used every new card I've gotten so far, like being able to move and heal, just take away something that does almost a similar effect. And like the Drifter has continuous, like
The continuous
their tank,
effects.
continuous effects over and over, and all of its abilities are based on replenishing, getting more uses of those effects. Because once the continuous effects are over, the cards get burned and you lose access to the card forever. And there's like, as I leveled up with him, I discovered that like there's a card of the same effect, but it's better. There's one that's like for every attack up to 6 uses, you gain 1 defense or something like that. And then I got a card that I unlocked that gives you 2 defense instead. So and it costs, it makes the initiative less as well.
Yeah.
So like I think as you level up, like even just leveling up once provides you with so much more powerful cards. And so far that's the only way I've got to experience is getting cards.
Yeah.
Is through level up.
Oh, through leveling. So when the game is finally launched, this was amazing when they told me this. I did not expect it. There's going to be a total of 17 characters when it's done, which is a decent number, and that's 30-ish cards per player. So it's about 500 cards total that they've ended up creating. And I thought that was interesting because each card is super unique to the person that's playing. And I might get his name wrong, but I think it's Blinky, which is like a dagger rogue type guy, which I ended up playing, which was even more interesting to me because each card has 2 effects on each side. So right now you have, you have your north, I would say you're fighting and then you're moving. Well, this other character has a slow and a fast movement. So that means the left is your fast, your right is your slow. So after you burn through your fast movements, you got to go to your slow movements until your fast ones replenish over time. So you're kind of going back between the cards. So it adds this new layer of difficulty to it. And the guy does so much damage. I mean, so much damage. He could rip through one dude in a turn, which was amazing. But the thing is that, he's super weak when getting hit, and you have to really know how to do it. He's more of a hit and move type character. And that was something that I thought was really cool, is that the characters are super unique to each one. Now, what did you think about the what's the word I'm looking for? The animation, how the game looks and feels when you're playing it, meaning the board levels themselves and the animations within the boards and the characters. How did you feel about those? Because I liked them. I thought the animations were pretty cool. I thought the boards were the board that I was playing. It felt very cool, very unique, and I thought it was cool. What did you think?
I thought each level was built for uniqueness for the particular mission, I guess is what I'll say. The particular mission, I felt each one was unique. For example, the one I mentioned with the spawning pools is completely different built. Everything looks different than the first level we talked about, the difficult mission. The obstructions in the map, like if there's a rock pile or traps or whatever else, stones blocking your way, feel like they took the time necessary to craft them to also
Mm-hmm.
make them look unique. I did run into one animation issue. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, two bugs, but one animation issue is you can buy gear when you go to start your very first mission. It
Mm-hmm.
offers you a merchant. You can buy gear for your characters, and then each time you beat an adventure, go back to Frosthaven, you can purchase one thing from the merchant. I don't know if that changes based on how far you get in the game to being able to purchase twice. I know
Mm-hmm.
as you level up, you can carry more small items with you,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a leather armor,
Mm-hmm.
and something I seen was that I bought leather armor for both of my characters. I'm playing the Banner Sphere and the Drifter, the two
Mm-hmm.
characters I'm primarily using, and it didn't matter who was being hit when the leather armor would proc. The animation for the Drifter's portrait, like they were the ones being attacked, would pop up,
Mm-hmm.
but it did that for both characters. It didn't matter who it
No.
was.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
but early access,
Early
and then
access, yeah.
there was an issue with long resting too, which has also been fixed before we even record this. But
Yeah.
the animations look really cool. The actual, like the Banner Spear, one of the abilities is throwing a javelin.
Yeah.
So I mean, you see the Banner Spear character reach back and throw the javelin up to, like, I think it's like 4 spaces.
Yeah.
Everything looks cool. The Banner Spear also has summons. I don't know
Yeah.
who the other character. I tried the Bone Shaper and the Death Walker too,
Yeah.
but I uh, gravitated towards the Banner Spear and the Drifter.
Yeah.
But you see this cool. You can summon this cool looking Raven. There's a
Yeah.
Torchbearer that actually attacks. The first summon you get as the Banner Spear doesn't really do any attacking. It's kind of like cannon
Like
fodder.
yeah,
So
I
to
was gonna say
speak, to
I was
try.
gonna say a decoy.
Yes, to draw attention, but you get these cool summons. They look good. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty pleased with how much work they put into making everything look unique.
Yeah.
And that's for every character. Like the Drifter's animations and stuff for his cards and abilities and stuff looks way different than the Banner Sphere. And like I played one mission with the Bone Shaper and the Void Walker, and I just couldn't get them down. But
Yeah.
I have the Drifter and the Banner Sphere, and
Yeah.
everything looks crafted great.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. I thought it was cleanly done. It felt good. I felt the game overall feels good. So we learned that Frosthaven is a parallel adventure to Gloomhaven. So and what they ended up doing was they ended up taking a lot of the things that came from the Gloomhaven game and enhance the things that were good, remove the things that they didn't like, and they have a lot of communication to the community about what they want to see. And one of the biggest things that they wanted to see was almost the whole entire game replicated from board game to computer game. And they said that they're looking to put it eventually out on Xbox and PlayStation and things like that. So that stuff is eventually going to be coming. I think that the community communication is going to be the most important. And one of the things that I assume that you kind of walked into is the undo, like needing to go back a level. So there is the undo ability, but to a certain extent right now. But they're giving you the ability eventually to undo to the start of your turn, or the start of that character's turn that you're playing as. Because I think that is an important thing, because there's times where I do things and I go, damn it, I'm like, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want to move there. I hit this wrong button. Damn it, I can't do that. When you're playing in a board game atmosphere and you go, I want to use this and do this. Oh, wait a minute. No, I made a mistake. Let me take that roll back. And you have that ability to do that. Well, you can't do that in the game, and there's something that they're going to end up changing and putting it towards. Now,
There is, real quick, if you go to the pause menu, which is where you save, load game, whatever, there is restart round, and I did have to do that a few times because, as you said, like, well, maybe my skill lines up good enough or whatever. And one of the Banner Spheres thing is a lot of it is I have to be located here.
Yep.
My ally has to be located here, and then I can attack like this row or something. And I think the grid fits that particular ability. And I go to do it. I'm like, okay, something's off. And then I have to restart the round. I'll
Right.
pick something different or whatever.
Right. Exactly. That's pretty much. I ended up having to do that a bunch of times, and I will say, scum saving is a thing. You know, I had to do it a couple of times while trying to get through the process, because I really wanted to finish that first level to give people a better understanding of it. And I'm hoping, you know, I can end up doing that. From the multiplayer aspect of it, I think I haven't tried it yet. I'm pretty sure you haven't either. From the conversation that Cognito said and from Addict said, from Lord Addict, they said that the multiplayer feels pretty seamless. It works out really well. One person has control over one character, one person has control over another one, and you pretty much have discussions of what you're doing throughout the whole entire process. They also said that they're working on trying to make it almost split screen, so you can have you and another person sitting in the same room being able to work together. So these are things that they are working towards. They have an extensive roadmap that they've been working on, which is really, really great to hear and to see. And I'm hoping that we're going to end up seeing more of these, these things. And I love turn-based strategy games, as I know you do. And I think that this is a great stepping stone to showing how board games can also become, video games. And we can enter that realm a little more. We have the Baldur's Gates of things, and now we're going to have this. And I think that's a really great thing, because I myself, I don't have really many people around here that are going to play a game like Frosthaven. So being able to play it this way, at least I get to play it and I enjoy it and I get the story. So I can't wait to see it. So, is there anything that you wanted to talk about at all, or anything that you kind of think was interesting while you were playing the game?
One thing I really want to emphasize, two things really. When it comes to the difficulty aspect, PD had mentioned that he had issues with running out of cards too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk about the short resting and long resting. Both, you will have to do them at some point or another. Short resting, if you're low on cards and your health is fine, take a short rest. You get all your cards back, or at least as the game plays right now, you get all your cards back at no deficit whatsoever. And then long resting heals you by 2 hit points, but you automatically are going last in the round. It's a 99 initiative. You're going last. Short rest, you immediately get your cards back. You can pick your 2 cards, get your initiative very quickly. A lot of people might overlook the resting because they just want to get in action and try to win as quickly as possible. But one of my favorite things about the game is the narrator and the events in between missions.
The voiceover work, you mean?
Yes. Like the narrator, like I explained earlier, tells you the story of why you're going to this mission, or what's happening in between traveling back and forth between Frosthaven to that mission. And then the random events that come, because like this old peddler's on the road and he has this rug rolled out with all this dusty ornaments, and they talk about, oh, you don't want to know where these come from, but we'll give you an excellent deal or something like that. And you will buy some stolen merch or something like that. Or you run into, oh, this sword is buried in the ground. You dig through the dirt and you find out you can pull it out or not to pull it out. And I think I pulled it out, and it was a cursed sword or something. So I had like some debuff or something on the next mission. So it's stuff like that adds replayability, extra layers of strategy, and all the stuff you get, and like you can get beneficial stuff in between, like morale, inspiration, and all that stuff goes to use to upgrade your town, Frosthaven, because as you're going through and doing all these missions over and over and over, you're building up resources. You can call it fur or hide, whatever you want to call it. Stone from the mining camps, and then wood. You got to build up your defenses because Frosthaven gets attacked. Your buildings can be destroyed. Luckily, none of mine have been destroyed yet.
Mm-hmm.
You can get guards and stuff like that. So there's a lot of uniqueness. I think that it's going to take people a couple of times
Mm-hmm.
or a couple of go throughs through the game to
Right.
be able to discover some of these good aspects that are actually in Frosthaven.
It's very interesting. See, like these are like aspects of the game that I have not encountered yet because I'm still like trying to work through it, and I think that that's really really cool changes and things that people can see. So final question for you and for me, would you pick it up or would you recommend it? What do you think? I know that's a very two-sided, two-edged sword because I kind of feel the same way. But go ahead. I can kind of see it in your face.
When I played it at IGN Live, Histro Petkov is the other guy that you guys talked to.
Yes, I'm sorry, I couldn't pronounce his name right.
I was waiting for the moment. Yeah, his name's Histro Petkov.
Yeah.
He's the one I was interviewing at IGN Live while I played. At that particular point, I would have said no.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just me being honest. I'm like, there's a layer of difficulty to this game. Like,
right.
And like you, I don't have, like, I could drive somewhere. I have friends that I could drive somewhere, play a board game like Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, whatever, but no one here is going to play that type of game. Like, there's a layer of difficulty in a world where there's so many games coming out. Like, do I want to take the time to really learn the ins and outs of Frosthaven? And I have a busy work schedule, and sometimes I take my laptop to work, and so I'm like, I'm going to take the time. I'm really going to dive into this early access if they actually contact us and give us access. And obviously they did. We're recording this video. And so at work in my free time, I'm like, okay, I'm diving in. I'm reading all the abilities. And as I got more into it, seeing every level's different. Some missions you're fighting, I don't know what they're called, Algox.
I think that's how you pronounce them, yeah.
Algox, you're fighting these. Another mission, you're fighting these other snow people. You're fighting wolves. You're destroying lasers and cannons. I know you didn't find that. You're destroying lasers and cannons or whatever. It's nuts. It's a blast. And even with the entry level of difficulty, if you can get past that, the tutorial, find two characters that you really enjoy playing, absolutely, I would recommend Frosthaven.
Yes. So, I am a turn-based strategy freak of nature. I love them. I'm really good at them. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've played XCOM 2, like all those variations of games. Into the Breach is one of my favorite games to play, and those are all real strategy type based games. Like, I know them very well. When I first started playing this, I'm telling you, the amount of frustration that came from me was immense. Like, I'm like, There is this level of difficulty in this game that is definitely different than other people are going to expect walking into. Especially veterans like myself who have been in that turn-based strategy genre. And I think that them implementing the easier mode that they did, which is supposedly almost like a story-ish type mode, to allow you to go through the process to see the game and play it, gives me the want to play it and understand it and go through it. I haven't yet played it. I'm planning on trying that and going through it to see how it is. But I think that is something to note, that with that story mode type aspect, it does make this game more playable to the general public. And it allows people that want to deep dive into the game and have the difficulty that, was intended, then you can do the normal or even the harder variations, because there's 2 other more difficulty levels above that, which boggles my mind still. And it's crazy. Totally, it's crazy. So, for me, I would say, if you want to have a good story, and you want to have enjoyment out of it, pick it up, play the story campaign. That's what I'm telling you. If you are looking for being able to pick up a game and you are not used to playing this type of game, then it might not be it might not be, but I don't know. Because like I said, I was expecting to walk into it and it just be a breeze, and I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna have to step back into the story mode. But also, if you're looking for a challenge, you go and you play the story mode, you get your feel, then you go to your normal difficulty, then you can go through it again. Because like you said, you have that replayability while you're going through it. So, like I was saying, it's almost like a double-edged sword, because I recommend people to pick it up because I think the story is so cool, but don't expect it to be easy. And if you're expecting to play an easy game, then this is not the game for you. Even the story mode is not the easiest.
I was literally the mission I talked about, the hardest one I've played so far, with the spawning pools and destroying the rubble. After the first 2 turns, besides the drifter, I think after turn 3, I was below 10 health.
Yeah.
The entire time. So I was, luckily, the 2 characters I play, and it might be somewhat similar for the other ones, but I have access to certain healing abilities. So I was continually having to use one of my actions to heal either the drifter, push him forward because he's the more tanky character, to try to destroy this rubble. So like, there's a layer of difficulty, and I think right now it's like 32 health and maybe 30 health for the Banner Spear. Like, to be dropped from 32 health to below 10 health or 30 to 10 health in 2 turns, and then having to navigate not the character dying, because I think if I'd have went down to 1 character, it's an instant restart the mission over. So having to navigate that, is the difficulty is insane. I don't see how people can I don't see how they're going to do it on the higher difficulty. And even you think play 4 characters, it's a breeze. Not the case, because the more characters you play, the more enemies there are. So, but I definitely recommend it. Like, kind of like you said, but like, if you're not looking for a challenge, I don't know, but I think everybody should at least try it.
Yeah. So, so that's our thoughts. Now, Chris, thank you for coming in. Tell everybody, where they can find you, where what's going on with you, what's new with you with Lords of Gaming stuff and all that other fun things.
You can find me all the social media, Lord Chris, Unit 123, Chris Jones, wherever social media exists, I'm there. Community manager, lordsofgaming.net, making sure we stay up to date in tip-top shape for all the articles. I don't really have anything going out at the moment, but there are a couple of reviews in the coming months. I'm not going to spoil any of that, but stay up to date, everything, lordsofgaming.net. We got great independent writers putting great volunteer effort and time into these articles that go out. So looking forward to some Frosthaven, getting this video out, and then a couple Frosthaven articles down the road. So stay tuned.
Sounds great, and I appreciate it. Me, Lord PDTV, I am the Chief Communications Officer for lordsofgaming.net. Is in one of many things, but in general, everyone can find me on social medias as Lord PDTV, Twitch, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. As always, we appreciate the team from Frosthaven to allow us to be able to get this early access to the game to play it, because we love to be able to communicate and tell people how amazing people's games are and what's going on. So we appreciate you for that. And as always, make sure you're checking out lordsofgaming.net. Like Chris said, we have so many writers there putting such hard work and effort into that site. I can't tell you how amazing it is. We also have the YouTube that we are going to be putting more things out over there. We just actually had a couple of interviews from TennoCon, from Lord Flame, who was there. We had a couple of really good reviews there from Sabagels, over there, or Subeg, however you want to pronounce him. But yeah, so please make sure you check it all out. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate everyone's time. for checking us out, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you so much. Have a good one.